Hi, I'm Shaggy. I'm Phil Alitea. And the other day somebody called me a shifter. Now, it's true that I don't have a permanent residence, and so on paperwork I have to file as homeless. But I do live in a tent, and I do have permission to be on the land that I'm in. And I own my tent, I own my sleeping bag. Actually, I own everything that I have. I don't borrow anything, and I haven't taken anything out except for my cigarettes on loans. Yes, I use payday loans to provide my cigarettes, so I have a goal. So I have risk. But someone called me a shifter because they know that's an insult that people use against the homeless. But it's funny, so I'm reading Walden, right, by Henry David Thoreau from the 1800s. And he uses that term shifter in its context not as an insult, just as a descriptor, right, an adjective, a title of a kind of person. Because that's what it used to be. It didn't used to be an insult that rich people threw around to poor people. Now it is, right? At least, it's an insult that people affecting the behavior of rich people insulting poor people affect, right? And so the way he uses shifter is a person who works a shift at a job. Uh-oh. A shifter is somebody, in his context, who just worked an hourly shift for a wage. And yeah, you could do that. You could hop around the country and you could go live wherever you wanted and you didn't have a permanent residence and you could shift around the country, but what you were doing was working a shift. You were a shifter because you weren't a business owner, assholes. You were the shifters. I am not a shifter. In fact, I'm stuck in my spot. I can't leave. If I get a job, I'm doubly stuck in my spot and can't leave because now I have all the risk of having a home and a job and a society to keep. I have responsibilities. You are the shifters. You are the people that the 1800s would look down on. You, not me. They wouldn't look down on me. They would look sideways at me. They would look at me the way they looked at Henry David Thoreau. But you know what else they would do? They would ask me questions. And when they said things like, I'm fascinated in the way you live, they would buy my book. And not even my book. They would pay for me to read from my journals from them. They would pay to hear me talk. They would gather and they would give me the money. And they would leave tips. Even in the 1800s, this tradition was still alive and well. So you have to ask yourself, why isn't it alive and well today? Where is it gone? And why is it bad to be somebody who moves from town to town, city to city? Do you know? I wrote about it in my very first journal entry. You don't know what a shifter is. You don't know why it's bad to be a shifter. Do you know anything? Where do you go to learn?